Welcome to our channel, Sailing Until Valhalla. This is Anthony, my fix-anything, mouthy captain, and our three crazy kids, Dean, Lance, and Rose. And I'm Stephanie, the one who makes the videos, wrangles the kids in while helping run the boat. Come along with us on our journey of exploring the world full-time on a hardened 45 sailboat, chasing the next adventure. We really enjoyed Campbell River, and this definitely will not be the last time that we come here.
Noted that you don't want wind and waves to go against each other, heavy currents and waves to go against each other, but specifically in this spot, you really don't want a southerly going against a flood, which is what we're in right now. And so it's calm, but it's always like you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
It is supposed to be calm.
It's supposed to be calm, but these guys suck at guessing weather. So when you feel a little breeze kicking and shit, gaining, you know, you start getting hyper aware.
Yeah, and the reason that we left in fog is because we have to time this just right, and we would have missed our window.
Well, yeah, this Cape sees not only sea stay but like 10 knot currents.
Yeah.
And so we can't. Our hull speed's 7 knots, so we can't do that. So we had to choose. You got to choose the lesser of evils, and then we also have weather coming in this evening around 4 or 5, which to get to our spot we're gonna be there on 2, so we're pushing that window too. So we're just literally had to say fuck it. The fog's the least of our concern.
Yeah. You can see far enough out in the distance.
Yeah, and we're like, we got a storm coming in the next 2 days, so if we don't get out there, we're gonna be stuck out here, which sucks. Yeah. So it's worth it to get some sportiness to dodge a bunch of sleepless nights. And our radar still doesn't work.
Yeah.
Still don't know. Pulled the dome down, checked the belt. The belt's still there. For those who don't know, there's a belt inside that spins the actual receiver, I guess. And so we pulled the dome down. Everything's awesome, sealed. I thought maybe got water intrusion, a gasket failed. I don't know. Everything was perfect in there. Checked the wires. I may just have to replace all the cables, but I don't know. If anyone has any insight on radars that's following along, comment below. I have fucking nothing. I gotta call B&G, but I've heard their support is garbage, so they're probably gonna tell us to buy a new dome.
Yeah. Which it's not old.
It's not fucking old. It's like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah. We're already having a lot of issues with B&G products.
Yeah, we're not
super impressed with them.
Yeah, this is our first B&G. I know they're big for racing and stuff, but the parent company, like Simrad and Lawrence and shit, they're a big company, but I don't know. If I had to do it again, I would buy B&G. It came with the boat, and we've added a bunch of accessories to it, which makes us locked into B&G forever, probably. So if we do upgrade, it'll be just to a newer unit. But yeah, it's a little annoying. So
yeah,
I'm not a fan right now.
spot we were just at.
Yeah, we were gonna get that.
It's beautiful, but we're getting into nastiness again. We have to go into that. Why can't it all clear up the same? We're back in Grace Harbor. We just anchored and there is nobody in here, which is so nice. That has not been the case since we got up here. It's like a lake. We start to have some issues with our batteries, and there's some connection issues and charging, and we're gonna have to hold off on fixing it, but he's just trying to figure out what we need to do to fix it once we get to a dock again.
This one's really All right, today's little project. You hear the outboard running in the background. We're gonna do an oil change on the outboard. This is actually the first oil change, the break-in one, since we bought it. So this is like an important one. You always want to do the break-in oil change and be really thorough, because a new engine will shed metals, all that stuff. So it's not weird to see glittery stuff in your first one within reason. So yeah, we're gonna do that today. I did wait a little bit on doing this one because I couldn't find a filter, and so that's been a heck of a time. So I finally found a Tohatsu dealer up here, or a shop that was a certified Tohatsu outboard dealer, to get the right filter. I got that. That was awesome. I got a couple extra. So yeah, now I can knock out my oil change. I'm just gonna do it on the boat. Like you can remove them, lay them on the side, do them that way. I'm gonna suck it out through the draw star like I do my main engine with my electronic pump. So if you don't have one of these or haven't seen it, it's got a little electric motor on it. It's a canister that holds the oil. You just hook it with some alligator clips to 12-volt battery, and it sucks everything out. This only holds like a quart and a quarter, or just over a liter. So it's not going to be a real bad job. The oil filter in this is kind of strange. I'm going to try not to make a mess of that. It's just a spin on, which is great, but it's buried in there. So making sure I don't make a mess is definitely key. And as you can see, it's freaking raining. So yeah, I figured I'd just take you with me, like that. This is one of the things, that little maintenance things you got to do. Yeah, I figured I'd just take you with my day to day. I think it's always interesting doing boat tasks, living on anchor too. It's definitely a lot different than we had a dock or a house or whatever. So I'll take you through that with me today. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with these, they're fantastic. They're not cheap, but they're not super expensive. I think this thing was like 170 bucks. But I've actually done this jobs for people and done like smaller engine services and stuff like that, so it's actually paid for itself already. But if you're not familiar, alligator clamps. Positive, negative. This is a dipstick straw, so it'll go down the dipstick and then sucks the oil out. Goes, yep. There she goes. so I was monkeying with that, trying to get it up. It's kind of hard to do it, so it doesn't make a mess everywhere. But yeah, this is I think it's 5 gallons. Shit, I don't know. But yeah, this is nice for when you're like us, where there's only certain ports that have oil dumps. So I can do all that. I'm actually going to go through and do all the systems here slowly the next couple days. Engine, injection pump, outboard, all my fucking generator. And I'll pretty much fill this thing once I do all that. And then next time we get to a port where I can do an oil can dump, I'll do an oil dump there. So, but this is pretty cool. Nice little freaking walk around. I've had to walk this thing pretty far before, so it makes it really nice. So I tilted it this way because here's our oil filter here. So when you tilt it that way, most of it will drain back. Any little bit that didn't drain while it was sitting there will kind of trickle back in the old oil. And they'll be able to unscrew it. And I want to unscrew it without messing all this up because it's just going to stink like hell if I don't. So 10, 14, 23, 20-hour break in. So I forgot the date for a second. It's hard to remember when you live on a boat. Don't work. So yeah, 10, 14, 23. I always date my filters, so I'll put that on there. I log stuff in my maintenance log, but fuck. All right, and you don't have to crank it down either. That's the thing I always see is people cranking these down, and then always lube your gasket. It will turn into glue when you put a dry get O-ring on there. So yeah, new oil filters on. I don't know if I touched base on it. When I pulled it off, there's a little catch usually underneath them that if the engine was like on a stand, the engine itself, it would kind of let it drain into a cup. This, I thought the catch would catch most of it. Some of it went out, so I stuffed a bunch of diapers underneath the cowl. This one all goes to a low spot, and so I shoved them all under the cowl here. It wasn't much, but it was enough for maybe a little smoky way first started up. So all right, and that's it. Oil's in. Oh, now we start up the red light. When the red light goes away, we have oil pressure. So nice. That means we got oil pressure. Red light went away, so that's good. Wasn't too bad. I was able to just shove diapers at the lowest point, and it'll usually get all that up. So that's a wrap. That's how you do an oil change on your outboard and anchor. So there's other ways you could do it. You could take it off and do it too, which is a little easier, but then there's all the work of taking it off, so I don't care to. So that's just how I do it. But yeah, freaking little outboard's been doing awesome. The dinghy's been great. We've said it many times, it was not cheap, but it's been totally worth it. We love it. Tomorrow, I think we're actually going to go for like a 4-mile rip to go explore. So we want to get this done before we took off and did that. So that's all I got for today.
Next episode, we leave Bryce Harbor and head back over to Prudhoe Haven to have some fun with the kids. And then we also are going to check out another really cool place that's pretty well known to boaters. Please like, comment, and share this video. It really does help push our videos. And of course, subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We do really appreciate it.